Okay, so the Kase anamorphic lens is going to be the greatest lens you ever had, but there's some workflows to it to make sure that you get the best image. So right now you see on my screen I've got in photo mode, I'm on the camera, the Apple camera. I'm going to switch over to video. Here's video, we're shooting 4K, and you can see I've got this really just big image, right? So what the anamorphic lens is going to do, it's going to stretch it and make it even wider. So have you ever seen movies where there's kind of black bars on top of each other, but it's wide and you get this great image? That's what's going to happen with this. If you use the Apple camera, if you absolutely don't want to use an app other than the Apple camera, then there's some workflows to go with it where we have to jump into Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro to de-squeeze the footage, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. And if you want to take photos as well, you have to jump into like Photoshop or another editor to de-squeeze the image as well. So let's take a look. This is what it would look like normally, as you can see through the lens there. And then I'm going to add on the anamorphic lens. So there's the anamorphic lens, and the first thing you want to do, because you can see it's kind of like squished, like not squished, but skewed. So it's got two flat bars on top and bottom, and you're going to make them flat across horizontally. So you're just going to turn it, and then you should get to a point where you see it totally looks like everything's perfect, except everything's really squeezed in together. So I'm going to take a few images of this in video mode. We'll shoot about 5 seconds of footage, 10 seconds of footage, so that I can show you how to do this in Premiere Pro after. And then we'll also take a look at some photos, so we'll stop there, and then we'll go into the photo mode, and we'll just take a couple of photos here, 1, 2, and then we're going to see how we change all that to look normal. So now let's jump into an app called Filmic Pro. And Filmic Pro, as you know, is my go-to app for any type of filming I do whatsoever. I've been using it for years. There's no better app on the planet as far as I'm concerned. And first thing you have to do is, when you're in Filmic Pro, and I think I've already had this done, but we're going to go into the settings icon down below. We're going to go into hardware, and right there it says Moondog anamorphic adapter. So this is not a Moondog lens. It's the Kase anamorphic lens, but they both work very similarly. So we're going to hit that on button, and now right away you can see the image has become wider, and you can see that it looks way more cinematic, in my opinion. And that's all you have to do. If you really don't want to go in and post-production later, maybe you're just filming on your device and you want to post it up on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Maybe you're doing all the editing on your device and you don't want to jump into a post-production type computer like Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. You don't have to, because you can just do the setting in Filmic Pro and it'll de-squeeze everything for you and it'll look tremendous. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is, let me go back into hardware. Underneath the thing that we turned on, it says desqueeze Moondog Preview only. You do not want that, because it's just going to give you the preview through the monitor of everything being the way it should. But when you get the footage later, you're going to have to fix it in a post-production atmosphere like Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, because everything's going to be squeezed. So if you want to just keep it the way it is and ready to go, which I do all the time, I just use Moondog anamorphic adapter, make sure that's on, and now you're ready to go. So I'll show you how to do all this in Filmic Pro and Final Cut Pro, how to de-squeeze your stuff, and also we'll go into Photoshop in the next video. Okay, isn't this an awesome lens? I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Cheers.